He looks very... Hi? Can you hear me?
Hi. I can hear you.
So I was thinking your internet connection was going to be so weird, and now you're like in a home setting.
Isn't this lovely? I love this. This is my hotel.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm 100% serious. It's like my own little palace. I'll show you. Look, I got some Ukrainian sitcom going. Got it in my sitting room. It's actually like a really nice.
You have
nice
a chandelier
hotel.
above your head.
Oh yeah, I've got the giant chandelier. There's a matching one in the bathroom, but you can just leave that to your imagination.
Wow. You're moving up.
Well, this hotel room, this is the second most expensive hotel in the city. And it's $86 a night.
What?
Yeah. $86 a night, and comes with free breakfast. The breakfast is awesome, by the way. I had some eggs shakshuka for breakfast this morning.
Bless you.
Yes.
You sneezed.
Yeah.
Can everybody hear him okay? I'm sorry. While you're talking about your breakfast, whatever, I don't even know what that is. What is that?
It's also known as eggs in hell. It's where you make like a tomatoey kind of sauce with chopped up onions, and then you poach eggs inside of the sauce and then serve it all up with some bread.
And what about the cheese? Where's the cheese? Dr. Paul, where's the cheese?
Well, here's the thing.
Okay.
So there's no cheese in shakshuka, which is all right.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I can tell, Ukraine isn't like the cheesiest of countries. They only have like 2 or 3 different kinds, and they're all basically farmer's cheese, soft cheese, not aged. But they put it in everything. So with the shakshuka, I got pita bread. And instead of pita bread, it was little pancakes. And I could tell that the pancake had like egg in the batter. And then, of course, this is like pierogi town.
Uh-huh.
So I've been eating pierogi. I've had pierogies every single day. Today, I found the mother lode. I found a pierogi buffet.
A pierogi buffet?
A pierogi buffet. So like all different kinds and all different kinds of toppings. And you just load it up as you want. And then it's by 100 grams, it's like 60 cents for 100 grams worth of pierogi. So
my goodness.
I got a plate full and it was like $3.
Wow. I don't know. I don't remember the last time I've had a pierogi. And Mike's hi. Such a good stream right now because I know we're talking about food. And Mike's loves food. He also likes the science of food.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I like the food of science.
On my waistband belt area. I don't even know if waistbands are a thing anymore. Are they? I don't know. I'm just waiting for chat to catch up. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, give me some science questions.
Yeah, I'm
live from Kharkiv, Ukraine.
Okay, so people are wondering what city that was.
I'm in Kharkiv, which is the second largest city. I'm almost directly south of Moscow.
Oh, Joe's like, what is a pierogi? That's not a space question. However,
I'm done.
He's rage quitting.
I can't educate these unwashed masses.
Isn't it like stuff like you can have mushrooms and things instead of like a potato type?
It's an Eastern European ravioli.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you make the pasta dough and you fill it with, mashed potatoes or mushrooms or cabbage, or they even have sweet ones here with like a cherry pie filling kind of thing. And you fold it over and then you boil it, and then if it's savory, you serve it with some melted butter, maybe some caramelized onions, a little bit of bacon if you want to be fancy, a little side of sour cream, some dill sprinkled on top.
Huh. Yeah, and that's so a variety, Joe. Okay, just he's in the UK. I would say it's like an American Hot Pocket, but not really. They're smaller.
It's a dumpling.
Yeah, it's a dumpling. There.
It's like a pot sticker, but for the Ukraine.
There you go. He's in Ukraine, so no. Yeah, so people are asking, are you know where the World Cup is?
Am I? I have no idea. I really don't know.
No idea. So, you know, so we had Fraser on Thursday. And
how was that?
It was
adventure?
amazing. But there were so many questions that were coming up that everybody was like, well, not everybody, but definitely Fraser was like, that's a Dr. Paul question.
Nice.
That's a Dr. Paul question. Then the next question, that's a Dr. Paul question.
Dr. Paul question.
If you guys don't know who Dr. Paul is, you can type the guest command or Paul. Exclamation point Paul. Or
you should have exclamation point Paul exclamation point. Like you should be excited to find out about me.
2 exclamation points. So we were talking about, well, I don't know if you've read any of this stuff. So I guess people, why is that starred? Do not know. So there's one thing, so a few things here that kind of came out, and this one is, we kind of talked about it a little bit, but so it says, where do you want me to put this? This is from, it looks like actually from my hometown. So it looks like the University of Colorado at Boulder. They found that violent crashes may be more effective at activating black holes more than peaceful mergers.
So
Did you
what's
get
the
that?
big news?
Your internet connection is unstable, it's saying.
I'm getting it. I am in Kharkiv, Ukraine. We'll see how far I can get with this.
We'll see. And it says, so when 2 galaxies collide, the supermassive black holes that sit at their centers may also smash together.
We knew that.
Yeah, we knew that. Before they do, these galaxies often flicker on, absorbing huge quantities of gas and dust and producing a bright display called an active galactic nucleus, an AGN.
We knew that.
We knew that. But not all mergers are created equal.
We knew that.
In such marriages, okay, so they just personified this.
Yeah,
which
and
I
they
appreciate.
made it way personal.
Yeah. Only one black hole becomes active, while in others, both do.
Okay.
So it's choosy.
Like a typical marriage. One is active.
It's true.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised.
No. Guys, are you surprised that space would actually reflect a little bit more on the personal level?
They were wondering what this has to do with food. I think we're getting off topic.
Oh, man. The less edge of tomorrow.
I've also eaten cheburek. I also ate, what else did I eat? I ate something yummy. I ate a candy that was caramel and then had a peanut in the middle of it, and I'm allergic to peanuts, and I did not enjoy that part.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, because it's like a hard candy. I'm like, caramel, walking around town, eating my caramel candy as my want. And then 5 minutes in, I started noticing the peanut flavor, and I spit it out, and there's a big old peanut sitting in the middle.
Were you relatively unharmed?
I was relatively unharmed. I have like a mild to moderate allergy, so I can survive that kind of contact.
So someone just says, wait. Who is the celebrant in this marriage metaphor?
Oh, I see. The officiant.
So it says the research led by CU's Boulder, Scott Barrows, discovered that single activation seemed to occur more often in mergers in which the galaxies are mismatched, or when one galaxy is huge and the other one is a wuss. I paraphrased that last bit.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that was an exact quote. Yeah, we see all sorts of different kinds of mergers. Sometimes the what we call a major merger is when the galaxies are roughly the same mass. Most of the time, mergers are what's called minor mergers, where there's one galaxy is like 10 times more massive than the other. And even though in every case, all galaxies are going to carry with them the supermassive black holes, they're going to merge, they might light up. If one is dominating the physics, it's going to, suck up all the gas.
It's going to win.
It's going to win.
Galactic showdown. It's like WWE of galaxies, right?
Yes. Universal Wrestling. What does WWE stand for? It used to be WWF and then the World Wildlife Foundation.
I should know this because I was exposed to this as a child, and I still, I should totally. Oh my God, my grandfather.
You are a pro wrestler.
I have a lot of shirts with like things I got on eBay that were old things that are pro wrestlers from like the 80s, when it was
likely story.
I know. My grandpa used to watch it all the time, so I'd go and sit in there with him while he'd be smoking his pipe watching it. So World Wildlife Entertainment. You guys are wrong. Yeah, World
Wildlife Entertainment.
World Wrestling Entertainment. That's what I thought it was.
Okay. So it'd be Galactic Wrestling Entertainment, GWE, the GWEs.
Yep. And so it says right here too that so it kind of gets a little bit, they said when lopsided. Why are they lopsided? So it's lopsided. Lopsided galaxies.
There's claws. It's a thing. It's an astronomy term. Most mergers are going to be lopsided, just because collisions between big things. If big things are rare, colliding big things is also going to be rare.
Okay. And it says, so when lopsided galaxies join, the merger is less violent, and that leads to less gas and dust falling onto the black hole. So that's where you get not so much of an active galactic
AGN
nucleus. I would say that, but we can just slip that in with like TBH. AGN TBH.
What's TBH?
To be honest, IDK. See, I can talk to you in acronyms.
Know.
Yeah. TBH. OMG.
LOL.
LOL.
But you don't know that one.
LOL. Yeah. So we can just have. I know. So it says that the merger is less violent. So okay, and the less material you have falling onto the black hole, the less likely you're to have two of them become AGNs.
Right. Yeah. So we're pretty sure that there's a connection between active galactic nuclei, which is a feeding supermassive black hole, and a recent merger. That when galaxies merge, this is what triggers the formation of a big AGN outburst. And while we're pretty sure that's the story, and we have a lot of circumstantial evidence, there's still plenty of corners that we need to cover to make sure that this story is right. And this provides such a line of evidence because it's showing us that there is a distinct connection between the strength of the merger and the strength of the AGN activity associated with it.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like this is a lot of stuff we knew.
It's like we know it, but we can know it a little bit better. We could be a little bit more sure about our knowledge.
Our knowledge.
Our state of knowingness.
Yeah. Maybe aliens have. Okay, so here's the other thing, though, that I learned about Fraser. And this was actually really cool.
He's weird.
He's so weird. No, so it was kind of interesting because I don't think a lot of people knew this. So going along the lines, and everybody loves the paradox talk, right? All the paradoxes, right?
Oh, are we going to talk about the Fermi paradox?
How did you know? You act like you know him. Because... Well, no, it was actually an interesting, I can appreciate, because I, again, am like, there's no way that there's not life out there because us. But, he had some pretty good points. Like,
bring it. I'll debate him. Where is he? We're going to find him.
He's probably not lurking in here. He might be.
I'll check the street.
Yeah, because I said, we talk about these kind of things. Like any person that I know in astronomy would say that, there's, just the substantial amount of probability, the numbers, the statistics of it. But he said, the Fermi paradox, if you want to tell people real quick.
Fermi paradox is junk. Just because I'm interrupting you.
That's fine. No, I was going to say, can you
There are a few things that I'm so sick of. I'm sick of the Fermi paradox. I'm sick of the Drake equation.
Yeah.
I'm sick of peanuts in my caramel candies.
Yes.
Just who does that?
I don't.
Honestly.
I wouldn't hide a nut inside of that. I'm sorry. I would at least. encase it in the chocolate or whatever is the encasing, you know?
Like if you're gonna have a nut or peanut thing, it has to be the most prominent flavor so that those of us with allergies can identify it right away.
Right.
Don't hide that
Wow,
stuff.
War Against Rights just wrote War and Peace.
Yeah. No. Oh no, that looks more like Anna Karenina because someone died at the end. Spoiler alert. Okay, so I'm sick of the Fermi paradox and things like the Drake equation, because just because some physicist scribbled something on the back of a bar napkin 60 years ago doesn't mean it's a valid logical argument. And that our knowledge of the universe has advanced in the past 60 years. And I think the crux of the Fermi paradox, which I don't know if your audience is familiar with the Fermi paradox.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay.
But if you want to like briefly TLDR that.
If life must be common, so we're going to assume that we're not special. We don't have a special planet. We don't have a special position in the universe. Therefore, life is not special. If life is not special, life must be common. If life must be common, where is everybody?
Right.
Why do we look like we're alone? Why do we look like we're special even though we shouldn't be? That's the paradox. What very, very quickly
Wait for it.
in the universe.
Okay, wait, you just broke up the last like
I know it.
3 seconds. Say it again.
That the fermions are trying to keep me down. What resolves the Fermi paradox is an appreciation for the true size and distance scales at operating in our galaxy and in our universe, where even our most powerful radio signals aren't detectable from the background at our nearest neighbor star, Proxima Centauri. So if you're sitting here waiting to listen to someone, even if they're full blast, even if they're broadcasting for hundreds of years, their signals don't even make it to their neighbor. You just can't pick it out of the noise. And then traveling interstellar distances, communicating interstellar distances is so ridiculously hard that for all intents and purposes, we're confined to our solar system. And even if there is hundreds or millions of intelligent species in our own galaxy, most likely we will never see them. We will never hear from them. The only potential sign we could have that life exists is by studying exoplanets and looking for biosignature markers.
Right. I think, and I don't want to, like botch what he said, but it was a good, I hadn't heard that, I guess from someone that I feel like actually knows things. Like
unlike most YouTubers.
Yeah. And like most people that even just go to YouTube, I feel like they miss the boat on all the important stuff. So he kept talking, or not kept talking. I kind of poked it a little bit just because there might be people that are interested in the other side of it. And from somebody that is actually pretty respectable, in my opinion, or we could say IMO. IMO.
That's a Ukrainian word. It's actually a curse word. Don't say it out loud in front of any old people here.
Okay, got it. Writing that when I lost my pen. I don't know where my pen went. And that's a real problem because I write things down all the time. But
if only you had some sort of digital device for recording information, but
I use C++ Notepad.
C++ Notepad.
Shut up.
Hey. I open up, I'm not joking, I'm not trying to out-nerd you here. I open up a terminal and use Vim.
Okay. Then you're, Yep.
Yeah. And instead of a calculator, this is the most ridiculous thing I do, and it's just a habit. Instead of a calculator, I use BC, the bash calculator.
Oh my goodness.
Because I can just pop up a terminal, type, and then get an answer.
Okay, so I don't feel bad anymore about confessing that.
It's a safe space here.
Safe space.
Intercontinental safe space.
Yeah. So I think what he, and And actually, we can, Fenring, I see your question. We can answer that in well, that's kind of.
Well, you should set up a debate live, moderated by you, between me and Fraser about the Fermi paradox.
I've never moderated a debate.
But now you can. And you basically just make up the rules as you go.
Okay.
And it works.
Okay. Maybe I'll do that then.
That'd be fun.
I think that would actually be really fun. Because I respect
Fraser, and I've heard his arguments before, and they actually are really solid arguments.
Yeah, they're not bad. Like, he's talking about Moore's law. He starts dropping a lot of things that are pretty significant, you know. And yeah, I think Skylias panel paradox. Yeah, maybe that's what we do need to do, is like get people that. But it's really hard to find somebody respectable. So that's why Fraser is kind of amazing, because he is. He knows what he's talking about. He's very much like me in that he's a computer scientist that loves astronomy, and that ended up becoming his thing. And yeah, so I think ultimately that would actually be really good. We just need to plan that. Fun. Yeah.
You should turn it into like Crossfire or something.
Yeah, we can have everybody else. Well, maybe we just make it so subs can. Well, that'd be tough. I was going to say subs could maybe score it,
or just be able to submit questions.
Yeah,
like a town hall debate.
Yes, and we might have to do a sub only for a debate too. We might have to lock it down to Skynet
just to keep it civilized.
Yeah, because you could get people in that are just going to say stupid stuff.
Stuff.
I do put this on the YouTube, and I tag you in it. So I just want to make sure that I'm not being too over the top, even though we do talk about some adult things. But okay, so Fenring says this, and this is not completely out of the discussion. If photons come in discrete packages, and he said discrete as discreet. I feel like that's important to know.
Say that again.
If photons come in discrete packages,
yes.
Is it realistic that any appreciable amount of radio signal would reach neighboring stars, assuming non-focused emissions?
Right. So let's say there's an alien civilization on the other side of the galaxy broadcasting reruns of I Love Glarnik. And those radio messages are propagating throughout the galaxy. And they're most likely washing over us right now. If they've been broadcasting it long enough, whatever power, that signal is washing over us. So it is here on the Earth, radio signals from other extraterrestrial civilizations are encountering us right now. But the problem is pulling that out of the noise, because the galaxy itself is very, very loud across all radio frequency bands. Magnetic fields in the galaxy, stars blowing up, molecular clouds. I mean, there's all, even the sun and Jupiter. Mm-hmm. These are all sources of radio emission that are far, far, far louder than reruns of a bad alien TV show from 10,000 light years away. And so it's not the presence of the radio signal that matters. It's the strength of the radio signal against the background that matters.
Okay. Yeah. How do you think they would feel if they were aliens that were picking up our signals and they just saw the Jersey Shore?
They would probably think it's like the greatest entertainment in the world.
Would you come and visit this system based on that?
How could you not?
I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I'd probably pass. If I could. If I had the technology, I'd probably be like, yeah, no.
Assuming they could even decode the transmission signal, which is itself a huge issue.
It is. Assuming that they would have the same way of communicating, even via frequency, as us. Let's see. So who runs the UFO? Sorry, I was reading who. That's why they don't visit us. Got it. Guys, we nailed it down. We're fine.
That's the resolution of the Fermi paradox, is we announced our presence, they noticed, and we're quarantined.
We're done.
We have been prime directived.
Sky hates us confirmed. No.
Just you.
Just
One,
you,
two, three,
Juan.
four. Because of your puns.
If aliens ever came close, they'll run away. I think that if, and this is kind of a good question to ask an astrophysicist. What would you look for in a solar system, or even let's say there's one or two candidates for being habitable, and let's say we're just gonna say we don't have to breathe or swim in liquid methane, right? Let's say we're more human-esque.
Yep.
What would you look for in terms of not only just the physical science side, but maybe also, let's say you can travel, so you already got that leg up on us. Would you look for anything socially as well?
Like in an alien?
Yeah. Like, so if you were the alien, what would be is this making sense, this question?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay. So if you're
confused.
an alien and you're
I am
looking
an
at
alien.
Earth,
What's my name?
your IQ is like off the charts. It's at least 1,200.
Okay, so I'm as equal intelligence as I am as a human. Okay.
Right. Okay, so I don't even need to make the alien metaphor now. But
I'm just super smart.
Other than just like what we know about like human life, right? Like we like water because it's a great solvent. It also, stays in this nice liquid state for nice, comfortable range of temperatures.
Yeah, broad range, freezes on the surface first, like lots of
and see, then internet interruption for a second, and
I'm back.
And so okay, so you're looking at all these other systems, right? I guess that would be a big question. Never mind. I don't even know if I can phrase that one. Can I just takesy backsy and say that didn't?
It's a huge question.
Yeah. And the internet, again, it's just like 1, 2, 3. I come back and you're holding a green pig with wings. I don't even know what happened.
We went off the rails.
I mean, you never know
There's
what you're going to get.
over there.
Pigs do fly. They do fly, apparently.
Right here in Kharkiv, Ukraine, which apparently is the largest city on the 50th parallel.
I don't even know what happened. How did you get that? Why?
It came with the room. It was right here.
They just put that in a room?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Oh, 2?
Yeah, here, I'll get its brother or sister. I'll be right back.
Assuming genders. What's this? Yeah, I'm going to abandon that question. I feel like it's way too complex. That might be like a 20-minute question scenario. Pulling back. Wait, let's see. All right. I'm not sure I understand. So.
Yeah. So what were you asking me about astrophysics?
Nothing.
Oh, okay, nothing at all. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm dying. I'm like,
We'll put these guys back.
Oh, people.
I'm pretty sure they're decoration and not pets.
It's okay,
I'd like to take one home as
I
a
know.
souvenir.
How much do you charge for the winged pig?
This came with the room. It's free. It was breakfast in the winged pigs.
I'm sorry. Everybody's like, what the hell? Guys, ask questions because I'm dying. Help me
Yeah,
out.
this is yeah, Ethan Siegel, he would dress up as a green pig.
He would. He'd be like, I can go into the bathroom and put on my fairy wings and come out.
He's like, I got that. I got this right over here.
I got this. Aliens will come in hologram form.
Okay.
All right.
I really want to know what your question was.
So it's hard to describe. So I was going to say, like, if you were looking at our, like if you were looking for a place to be as an alien and you kind of had the same properties of a human, same requirements.
Earth-like.
Right. What would you be looking for? Because you're advanced. You're way more advanced than us. Obviously. You're like scouting, like, it's like the Milky Way is real estate.
Oh, I see. And I'm prospecting.
Yeah, you're prospecting, and not just for like water, right?
I want to conquer.
Yeah, you also, yeah. Would you look at us and be like,
Pass. I
yes?
would pass.
See, I would
I would
pass
pass
too.
because there's nothing on the
Hold on, wait 2 seconds. There is nothing on the
is
remix.
special.
Wait, there's nothing what?
There's nothing about the Earth that's special in terms of elemental composition.
Right. And what about society?
Society, like, actually have to come down there and talk to you?
And deal with you guys?
Never mind.
Do you guys reason well?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Do we even know what reason is?
Not sometimes. Sometimes I lose my sense of reasoning.
It's true. No, the whole thing, when you're an advanced species and you're trying to enter a kind of quasi-static state and you're trying to totally understand the universe, what matters to you is sources of energy and sources of computational power. Mm-hmm. And the best energetic places in the universe are black holes and neutron stars.
Right. So they would probably. So wait. So that brings me to
understand the universe.
I know. So you kind of answered it, and that's fine. We can. I mean, it's a big question, but Dyson spheres. I didn't know that Fraser believed in that either. That we could build a Dyson sphere. And I wanted to ask you again, like, what do you think about us building a Dyson sphere? Because people ask me that all the time. And I'm like, no.
Dyson spheres don't, I think we talked about this before, but Dyson spheres don't make a lot of sense energetically. That, first off, a sphere, an entire sphere that encloses a star all the way is pretty much never going to happen.
Oh, wait. Dyson swarm. Sorry.
Okay, Dyson swarm because spheres don't work. Okay.
But
a Dyson swarm, it's like, okay, so you're capturing a bunch of solar power and converting it into energy or converting into work. And of course, no energy conversion process is 100% efficient. So you will just lose energy at the back end. And so observationally, if you were to look at a Dyson swarm or sphere around a star, it would slightly redden the light from that star because the light from the star would hit the Dyson sphere or swarm. It would do work and then dump out the waste heat. And so it would send that heat off in form of infrared radiation. And we've looked for stars. We've looked at entire galaxies to see if a certain percentage of them have been switched over to spheres or swarms, and we don't see a single one.
Right.
And that's not something this isn't like radio that you have to distinguish above the noise. It's like you're going to change what a star looks like. Mm-hmm. It's going to look way different, and we don't see any stars that look way different.
So that would go in line with what he would say. That's my point. About there not being.
Or the alternative is Dyson swarms and spheres are actually really bad ideas.
Are they hard to make?
They're hard to make, and
Why?
You don't get the energy out that you think you do. So they're hard to make because you have to take all the stuff in a solar system that's all over the place, and you have to put it in the right place, which requires a tremendous expenditure of energy.
But like, do we have enough stuff? Because I think our sun is like 99.8% of all the stuff in our solar system.
You never have enough stuff to make a sphere.
Okay.
What you're going to get is like a lame swarm.
Boring swarm.
Yeah. And even a swarm, it takes all this energy to grab those bits of material and move them out, build your solar panels or whatever. And then you're asking, wait a minute, how do I get the energy to build a Dyson swarm in the first place? Mm-hmm. Is there enough energy to build a Dyson swarm? Well, right off the bat, no. So you'd have to bootstrap, where you'd have to, bring one piece in, store energy for like a millennium, use that energy to bring another piece in, store that energy for another millennium, build it piece by piece. And then before you know it, it's like a million years before you've even started constructing one. And then the energy you get out is not as much as you think it is. The naive Dyson sphere calculation or Dyson swarm calculation is you take all the energy of the incoming radiation from your star and you can convert that to useful stuff like computation or holograms or Ukrainian comedy shows, which is on right now, whatever. But no, that's not what you get, because there's a difference. You have light coming in to your inner surface, you do something, and you have to expel the waste heat. So really what you get is a small slice of energy difference, which is far, far less energy than you think you're getting naively. And it turns out, I swear, I keep saying it, one of these days I'm actually going to do the calculation. It's probably less efficient or you probably end up using more energy to build the Dyson swarm than you'll ever get out of it. So it's just much more energetically efficient to download your brains into a computer, a microchip, send the microchip to the nearest neutron star, and hang out there for eons.
Yeah. It's just like common solar panels. The effort and cost to install won't pay off till much later. I don't think that's what you just said, though.
It's no. I'll just say no.
Yeah. And then people said, I believe our government has alien technology.
Sure.
Okay. And people don't like it when I say K because they're like, what a mean person. What if black holes are advanced species of Dyson spheres?
Black holes, well, then it would suck for all the creatures in it.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Black hole jokes.
Hey.
Never ending. It's because of all the gas and stuff falling into a black hole that powers them, gives off huge amounts of deadly X-ray radiation, which we can see really well, which means it's not being captured or harvested.
Wormhole theory. I don't even remember deism. So I went to the shore. I think I told you I went to the one of the Jersey Shore locations, like Oceanside area. And there was a guy that was talking about wormholes, but I don't even remember what he said. I was too busy like inhaling Axe body spray. And like, I think I actually had to push a guy off of me that was really drunk and was like, hey, like this is normal. But
you expected something else?
I got to admit, that was the first time that someone's like just come up and like actually like assaulted my face. Oh. Yeah, that was just, but it's fine. Like you just push him away and you say like, you give the buddy, the guy that's watching him, like get your guy under control. And
or this is going to be a problem.
Yeah, or is this, yeah, right. And the guy was like, sorry. And I was like,
come on, Chad.
Yeah, come on, Chad. Get Brett in control, all right?
Skylar.
Skylar. Unless you only have unless you only slightly deflect the X-rays and thus gain power from that.
This is the X-rays falling into the black hole. So maybe you're bleeding off 1% of the energy of the mass falling into the black hole, and that's enough to power your super advanced computer-based simulation existence or whatever. And yeah, maybe that would work. But this is like so far out beyond physics and astronomy. I personally get a little uncomfortable talking about futurology and things like that because we're basically making things up.
Yeah, and that's I've heard other people in other channels say that they don't want to come to my stream because I don't indulge this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I've actually been in other streams where they're like, she makes me feel dumb about my questions about white holes or warp drive. So, And I'm not trying to. It's just one of those things like if I start entertaining this is what happens. My chat starts becoming like everybody's against us. Everybody, like there's a life out there. They're gonna get us. It becomes like a very everything you have to be scared of, not like, hey, cool, astronomy is really cool because we're learning things and there's an amazing sky.
Science is fun.
Science is amazing. It's like science is trying to kill us and people.
I see. Is there this community on, because I know there's a lot of popular YouTube channels, not just like alien conspiracy and like Bigfoot, but futurology, speculative fiction, basically sci-fi kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
They'll take like news from they wait for the AAS stuff to come out so that they can be like, this is a sign. And then they have really bad font choices, usually Comic Sans or, something with a really hideous, outer glow around the font. And, it's easy to detect. Is the stream lagging out or is it just my country's Canadian internet? I don't know.
It might be the fine Ukrainian. I wanted to visit Chernobyl because I had a day in Kiev and I was all pumped. I had a day trip to Chernobyl all planned out. But then last week it got canceled because the authorities closed the area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Another mutant escaped or whatever. But, I was supposed to do it just yesterday, actually. And they emailed me last week saying the authorities closed it for Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, just certain days?
Well, yeah, just out of nowhere, like, hey, we're closing the area because we got to do something. So no more tours for those days.
Yeah, indie gamers, like, did they say why? Because something scary and terrible is out to get you.
Yeah, it's the...
It couldn't be like Bob is not here. He's on vacation, and usually he's like our go-to reference for a lot of the things going on here.
No, it's a Balrog.
It's a Balrog of Mordor. Yeah. Yes. So that's why. Chernobyl would be really, really cool. How long are you there for?
I'm here a week. So I got into Kiev a couple days ago. Spent a full day in Kiev, and then I took a night train here to Kharkiv, an 8-hour train ride, in a hilariously old school train. And it felt like midnight on the Orient Express. It was pretty awesome. And just to flaunt my American money, I booked the entire cabin to myself, and it was like $40.
Oh.
Because usually you have to share a cabin. And I didn't feel like doing that. So I just booked I bought every bench in the cabin for myself.
For 40?
To 40 total, yeah.
Oh, 40 total. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that's
so like
nice.
$40. And then I just got to Kharkiv, this town this morning. Mm-hmm. And then I've been in at the conference, and then I'm here for 3 nights, and then back to Kiev, and then back home.
Oh, wow. And what cool conference? I'm guessing it is probably science related. I'm guessing.
It is science related. So it's only vaguely related to my research, but I thought the topic was interesting. I wanted to learn more about it. And it's about atmosphereless solar system bodies.
Oh.
So it's about the moon. It's about asteroids. It's about comets. It's about
Mars.
Mars has an atmosphere.
Very thin.
It's there, though.
It's almost gone.
It's 1% is greater than 0%.
Sure, but it's barely hanging on.
Well, then we can reconvene the conference in 2.5 million years.
Got it.
And it can get an afternoon session.
Again, I don't have a pen, so I can't write down that date.
So open up your C++ notepad.
I will open up my notepad. My C++ notepad is incredible.
Yeah, and then and so just here for a few days, but having a good time. I seriously am eating pierogies all the time.
Which Joe has no
idea. They call them Veroniki here.
Yikes. That sounds like a disease. I don't know if do you still just have the standard hour and then you got to go?
I got more time, but eventually I have to go to bed. I'm 7 hours ahead of Eastern time, which puts me 9 hours ahead of you.
So you're almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm pushing 10.
Oh my goodness. Old man Dr. Paul. I'm learning. Well, we can go
I'm at past my bedtime.
maybe go to 10:15.
Gotta get my dentures out.
10:15, okay? Because I'm ignoring a little bit of questions.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. It's a cheese conference. No, he wishes it was a cheese conference.
Oh my gosh.
We would never have Dr. Paul home ever.
Space Force, yes. Veroniki, Pierogi, Piroshki, same name, different name, same amazing food.
Anything from the conference that you can share? Someone says?
So I just went to the morning session today because the night train, even though I had the cabin to myself, I didn't sleep a wink the whole night. But actually, it was, the train went through the countryside, so it was a great view of the stars in the sky with the rolling landscape. It was very romantic, and I had no one to share it with, but it was still romantic. And so I didn't sleep at all. So I just went to the morning session today, and then I got checked into my hotel room and took a nap because I'm an old man. And the conference started with a musical performance of a local singer doing some traditional music.
And
it was
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a word. That was very interesting. That was the most interesting that happened in the morning session.
Euphemisms are good.
And then the rest of the morning session focused on the moon. And actually, there's a couple researchers that are studying impact craters caused by our landings on the moon of various space missions, lunar missions, astronaut missions, and space probes. Because it disturbs the regolith.
Right.
And we can learn, and since we know exactly about the properties of what hit the moon or blasted off of the moon, we can learn about, if I'm remembering right, we can learn about how impact craters work because we can see the crater that was left on the moon caused by the thing that we know how it operated.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So someone goes, is that like moon littering?
Yeah, and it's more like moon defacing. Moon vandalism. Moondalism.
Moondalism. Wait, what's going? So, what are your thoughts on? Wait, whoa! What are your thoughts on the Space Force military branch?
Interesting. I don't have a lot to comment on it. As an astronomer, as an astrophysicist, there's a chance, I guess, it won't actually happen because reasons.
Starship Troopers.
Yes. Would you like to learn more? We're gonna kill those bugs.
I saw a big red moon yesterday.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Was it a lunar eclipse?
Not for us here.
Not for me.
Yeah, it's a new moon.
Where were you?
It's kind of. Yeah, where were you, Mossborg?
Mossborg.
Where were you?
Mossborg. That's a city in Germany outside Munich.
Who owns the moon? Technically, Dr. Paul. That's what I was going to say. Can I ask the scientists what is 0 point energy, and what is needed to accomplish it? You sure can.
Yeah, sure. So one of the craziest things we learned about the universe is that the vacuum, the pure, empty, virgin vacuum of space-time itself has a weight, has mass, has energy associated with it. And this energy, mass, weight, however you want to cast it, is called the 0 point energy. And it's everywhere. So it's like right in front of your face, it's inside your atoms, it's everywhere. Almost all the time, you don't notice it, you don't care about it, it doesn't affect you. In a few very curious cases, you can get the 0 point energy to do interesting things. Like you can get to take two metal plates and get the metal plates to squeeze together through something called the Casimir effect. You can get the 0 point energy to destabilize electrons in their orbitals and jump levels, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as we can tell, you can use the 0 point energy to accelerate the expansion of the universe, which is something we call dark energy. We're not exactly how that one works, but there it is. Technically, the amount, you might ask, like, how much energy is in the vacuum?
Mm-hmm.
Is it, or how much mass is in the vacuum? Is it a gram? Is it a kilogram? 50 pounds? Sack of flour, whatever. It's, when we go to calculate it, it ends up being infinity.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which really sucks.
Yeah.
But the value of dark energy is telling us a very different number. Definitely not infinity. It's somewhere a little bit less than the mass of a hydrogen atom per cubic meter.
Huh. Yeah,
is
infinity.
the amount of mass in the vacuum.
Someone says 0 point energy. I think people want an explanation of what you mean.
Oh, 0 point energy is the name we give to the energy of the vacuum.
Infinity just is a drunk 8.
It's a sleepy 8.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. There's another one.
Like, another way to say, yeah, this is a good great scoot, is the lowest energy state available to objects is not 0, it's something else. It's another number.
So Dragon said, why can't we use it then?
Because, we
or
can't
how would we use it? How would we use it?
We can't extract work out of the 0 point energy, out of the vacuum energy, because it's equal on all sides. And in order to do work, you need energy differences. You need water falling off a hill. That's an energy difference. You can extract work from that. You can store energy in chemical bonds. There's no chemical bond over here, and you can change the state. You can extract energy from that situation. But because the vacuum energy is completely the same everywhere,
mm-hmm.
you can't extract work from it. And so you can't do anything useful with it.
Okay. So does that answer that for you, Dragon?
How about that?
Please. I'm Swan. We're not going to talk about politics really so much.
I don't have a lot to comment.
Yeah, I don't either. What are the elements in 0 point, says Esquatly.
So there's no elements. There's no, this is beneath elements. This is beneath particles. This is the fundamental substructure of the universe itself.
Liquid helium retains kinetic energy and does not freeze regardless of the temperature due to 0 point energy. Says Great Scoot.
Great Scoot? I haven't heard that. I'm not too sure about that.
Yeah. Someone says, do you use telescopes often? A bit.
I'm not an observationalist for the most part. So some of my work does intersect with observations. And one of the primary resources I've used is the Sloan Digital Sky Survey, the Baryon Acoustic Oscillation Survey. It's BOSS. The word is BOSS. I forget what it stands for. Baryon Oscillation Sky Survey, maybe something, whatever. I can't keep track.
Sky Survey, we get that double S.
Double S.
That's
Sky
really
Survey.
Great for creating acronyms.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like Skylias' Sky Survey.
Oh man, we would just sound that out. We wouldn't even have to. Is it the lowest? How do we define nothing? If it has no agency, does it actually exist? 0 point energy, that is.
Good question. So we can't extract useful work from it, but it certainly does exist. And it does, in some very limited cases, affect things up here in the normal world. You have to go to some very special circumstances, but you can find it. You can detect it. It does influence us, even though you can't extract work from it in the thermodynamic sense.
I'm trying to look at why can't we detect dark energy yet?
So we can detect dark energy in the sense that we do know that the expansion of the universe is accelerating.
Mm-hmm.
What's causing it is the big giant mystery right now. It's been a mystery ever since we discovered it 20 years ago. We're a little bit closer, but not very much, because the accelerated expansion of the universe is an incredibly tiny, incredibly subtle effect that only shows up when you do massive, deep, comprehensive surveys of the universe.
Sounds like God. Someone says, I don't know. I don't know if that
God
might have
were
been
far less interesting than, you know, your particular holy book might lead you to believe.
Does it have gravity like all other mass then? No, not dark energy.
It does.
Wait, dark energy does? And then, but dark matter is the one that doesn't interact with EM. Sorry,
right.
hold on.
So dark matter doesn't interact with the electromagnetic force. It does interact through gravity.
Right.
0 point energy, the vacuum energy, does have a gravitational effect.
Okay, right.
Its effect is the accelerated expansion of the universe.
Gotcha. Yeah. Mystery dust.
That's what it's doing.
Yeah. The word "I" is by itself is kind of selfish. What? I don't know. I'm reading off random things. There are companies trying to make. There are companies trying to make. And wait. Oh,
I get it, because I is just one letter. Mm-hmm. It's hogging the whole word to itself. It's not sharing that word with any other letters. It's just a joke.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry, my connection tanked, not yours, for a second. My bit rate dropped for a second. It was weird. Wait.
Did I mention that I went to a pierogi buffet today?
No, but God, Jesus. I feel like we're always going to be, wait, this is good. So will we not see any stars and galaxies eventually? That's what I talk about too. Yeah. Like that things are moving away. Maybe people don't believe me in a lot of things that I say on my basic stream. But this is good. We can choose. We can ask that. So will we not see any stars and galaxies? I'm going to act like I don't know the answer to this. Due to the expansion of space. And how should those future astronomers, astrophysicists conduct science?
This is actually, as much as I detest Lawrence Krauss, the cosmologist from ASU, or I should say formerly of ASU until he was put on administrative leave. Mm-hmm. About 10, 15 years ago, he wrote a paper that made a very interesting point that what we know about our universe and how we've been able to deduce the Big Bang. We've been able to see galaxies moving away from us in a very consistent way. Been able to see the cosmic microwave background, et cetera, et cetera. Given enough time, galaxies get pulled from view. The cosmic microwave background cools to essentially as close to zero as you can get and fades from view. And there's nothing outside your galaxy to give you any hint that there's a bigger universe out there, that the expansion of the universe is even occurring, that something like the Big Bang happened a long time ago. You would pick up some very interesting clues. You would see different ages of stars, and you would see that different kinds of stars have different kinds of metal content. So you might be able to piece together that in the distant past, stars were of a different character than they are now, but that may not lead you to the Big Bang. At this epoch, and we're talking like 100 trillion years from now, at this epoch, dark energy is so strong that every once in a while, if a star suffers a random interaction, it gets kicked out of the galaxy, which like happens all the time, just, very slowly, but it gets kicked out of the galaxy. As soon as it leaves our gravitational well, dark energy grabs it and rips us away from us. So they're very quickly become hypervelocity stars. And if you have a powerful enough telescope, you might be able to pick out some of the ones that are left and are like on their way to escaping your horizon of what you can see. You might be able to reconstruct an expansion of the universe from that, but you'd have no clincher. You'd have no Big Bang or cosmic microwave background picture that lets you know how old the universe is. You would just have some very thin circumstantial evidence that we live in an expanding universe.
And this goes in line with it because Wonky says this might sound like a silly question. I read it. It's not a silly question. It's a very good question. But if stuff is moving away from us, showing that the universe is expanding, which it is, everything, a lot of the things that we see are doing this red shift instead of a blue shift. Surely then there must be stuff coming towards us too because of this expansion. I don't know if I worded that right, but
yeah.
So go on.
The expansion of the universe is one of the hardest things in the world to visualize.
Yes.
And I empathize with people because honestly, I can't visualize it.
Yeah, it's like trying to visualize the fourth dimension. Even that gets that one's
like you get nosebleeds.
Right. And then you don't get us talking about it. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. The expansion of the universe means every galaxy on average is receding away from every other galaxy. All distances are getting larger. So from our perspective here in the Milky Way, it looks like everybody's leaving us. But if I were to bounce over to another galaxy, it would look like everybody's leaving me there from that galaxy. And everybody shares this exact same picture.
And then that's when someone says, but we are the center of the universe. Nothing can get near.
We are the center of our observational universe
from our frame of reference.
But then everybody is the center of their own observational universe because the universe has no center.
Right. So if I go to another solar system somewhere else, or even another galaxy, which let's just put on a galactic scale, I'm going to see things from that vantage point and be like, everything else is moving away from me.
Yep. It's like, if you think about the North Pole on the Earth, it's totally 100% arbitrary. We just decided, okay, it'll be at the spin axis. Let's put it somewhere that looks pretty cold up there. No one wants to visit. Let's make that the North Pole. But you could put the North Pole anywhere. The North Pole could be in Boulder, Colorado. The North Pole could be in Kharkiv, Ukraine. Could be in the middle of the Pacific. It doesn't matter because the surface of the Earth, not the Earth itself, the surface of the Earth has no center. And so you can arbitrarily decide anywhere to make the center the pole.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, anywhere you go, you're going to be the center based on your frame of reference. And so someone said, but isn't Andromeda moving to us? Yeah, we're in the same sink. Yes. I like to say we're in the same sink.
Like that. We're in the same bathtub.
And we're in the same bathtub. Our gravitational, we're already interacting gravitationally with one another. Our mass is galaxies. Am I right about that? You can say I'm wrong or right. Usually like to say I'm wrong. Oh, man.
You're cool.
Okay. Dodge that bullet.
And that's why I always say, on average, galaxies are expanding away from each other. This only happens at large scales, only happens on average. You can't have small scale interactions, which the term for this in astronomy is called peculiar velocity.
Ooh.
Peculiar velocity is the motion against the background expansion rate. So you still get little wibbly wobblies here, but on average, the universe is expanding.
And so someone said, if there's an expansion, the expansion must have a focal point, which would technically be the center of the expansion. So he's not necessarily wrong. We do see when we look back in time that things were closer together.
Bingo. The focal point of the expansion is not a point in space, but a point in time. It is in our past. Every point in the universe shares the Big Bang at a common point in time, 13.77 billion years ago.
You could just run the 13.8 if you want to.
Why would I do that when I know it to 2 decimals of precision?
True.
13.77 billion plus or minus 51 million years ago, according to the Planck spacecraft.
Sip that water. Pinkies out. Pinkies out. There you go. Better. 2. Dose. Mind blown. Yeah, and we can see that when we look back, towards the cosmic microwave background radiation. We can see how things, again, there's that whole thing of entropy, right? Which I'm not talking about entropy. I'm talking about actually, and it's just like two pigs.
Just want to cuddle. Don't worry about it.
So just that there is, there was order and then chaos, right? I'm just talking about the loose definition of it, not the physics definition. We're not talking about Hawking radiation and that. We're not about to go into like entropy as a temperature. I know. No, I'm talking about it just like that we're not ordered now compared to what everything kind of was back then, right?
Correct.
Right. So I mean that loosely. Nobody in here just don't kill me. Don't kill me, please.
Im Swan, a point in time would still have a location. Yes, the location is everywhere.
Mm-hmm. There had to be chaos, someone says. So a point in time would still have a location. Did you just answer that? You did.
I just answered that.
Sorry. I just like played back in my brain like 3 seconds and I was like, never mind, just joking. Paul's awesome. He is. And he's on every week, usually when he doesn't. I mean, he's in the Ukraine right now.
Even from Ukraine, how dedicated am I? Mm-hmm. Way more dedicated than Fraser.
we gotta do that. I thought it was just so interesting, but then I had people in my Twitter feed being like, so there's no aliens. It's so lonely. I'm like, well, he was just talking about what he's, ideas.
Oh, there he is.
Fraser. Oh, yeah.
He has appeared. I've summoned him from the depths of Western Canada.
Do you listen to my episodes when I'm on? When I'm on what? When we're on here?
No, I don't. Why would I watch you, Fraser?
There's Fraser. Fraser has his own command now, too. Skylias. Skylias stream. We were just talking about all the things, and we were thinking we need to set up a time where you guys can debate the Fermi paradox. And I'll go and I'll buy a whistle, like a ref whistle.
Oh, I thought you were going to bring snacks.
And I'll do that too, but I'll likely just eat them.
Oh.
Then you guys just have to watch me eat them.
There's a specific subset of the internet dedicated just to that.
So, I know. Okay. That's true. God, that's true. I suspect we're on the same side of it. No. I asked him what he thought about. Do you like how
there's aliens all over the place, but that they are essentially undetectable.
Dun, 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 dun.
Or uncommunicatable.
Then it's on. Yeah, that'd be great. Because we were talking about how you actually have pretty good points.
And Fraser has some excellent points as well.
No, I was talking about Fraser, not you, Dr. Paul.
Oh, sorry.
No, you both do
I
have really.
Once I was getting a compliment, but all right.
Never. He does have two pigs with wings, though, Fraser. That's one thing we don't have.
Wings. I'm gonna turn on light in here.
That's one thing that we don't have, Fraser, until this debate. But yeah, so that would be interesting. I had the name first. We were talking, so I got corrected because we were talking about Dyson swarms versus Dyson spheres, and I didn't, that I got corrected by my chat, which is good because I said Dyson sphere at first, and someone's like, no, it's a Dyson swarm, which, again, I didn't know there was like variations. All I know as far as Dysons go is a vacuum cleaner, and that sounds very stereotypical, and I'm offended. I just insulted myself.
Yes, because if you had a solar system spanning civilization that could harness the power of your sun, you would get it to blast dirt out of those stubborn carpets.
Yes, absolutely. Good way to work that in. So it says, Dr. Paul, do you know much of the Grace FO mission in research? Grace FO.
I remember talking about it in the distant past, but I actually don't know too much about it. What does Grace stand for? What does FO stand for?
Not what a lot of people, they mispronounce the Vietnamese dish. It's actually pho. But people say pho, and they don't realize that they're mispronouncing it.
There, you're back.
Oh, hi. What is the Grace pho? Hold on.
Or is it Grace pho?
No, it's most certainly pho. It is
Gravity Recovery and Climate Experiment Follow On.
Jeez, Louise.
Looks like a toaster.
It does kind of look like a toaster. It does kind of look like a toaster. It already launched. Toaster's already launched.
We have achieved orbit of toaster.
Toaster is orbiting.
It is monitoring water. Earth's water movement. Monitor changes in underground water storage, the amount of water in large lakes and rivers, soil moisture, ice sheets and glaciers, and sea level caused by the addition of water to the ocean.
And space in its perfect way of making toast. Can I just add that in there?
Yeah, so they're actually using the sun to make toast. You know, like you make a solar oven to cook hot dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're trying that in space with toast.
Yeah, so I wouldn't suggest eating anything that the Parker probe returns. Too close. Unless you like everything really well done.
Probe. I'm going to take a video of burning a marshmallow over a campfire, and then that'll be my default B-roll every time I talk about the Parker solar probe.
Yes. She never read about the trees and rock caves of the mountain in the flat earth. What, Deuterus? What are you talking about?
I think it's about Grace and her search for water. Mm-hmm. Oh, and SpaceX launched it.
Oh.
Yeah, the 2 Graceful satellites.
I like how that's happening. SpaceX working with NASA. It's a good thing, guys.
And it's like unremarkable. I mean, except I just literally remarked upon it, but otherwise, I want to read more about Grace.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, honestly. I don't think I have anything even from the AAS stuff either about it.
I don't think it was in the, because this is more Earth science.
Oh, not AAS, just Rick Feinberg. I don't think I have anything from Rick on that either.
Who's Rick? Who's Rick? Tell me about Rick.
He is. Well, it doesn't have everything on it.
And is a Feinberg a classy iceberg?
He's a press officer for the AAS, though. But a lot of the stuff goes through there. Who's Rick? What do you think about the videos Elon put on Twitter of his rocket failing? I didn't watch it. I'm glad that Elon is, as far as I can tell, very open and honest about what causes the failures, being very public about it, and showing people that, this is hard and we're iterating and we're trying to do better and learn from our mistakes. Yeah, things are going to fail.
Lesson for the children.
Things are going to fail every now and again, guys. I just noticed the amazing, is that crown molding?
This is, now that you mention it, this is amazing crown molding.
It looks very funky. And is that marble?
I'm sure it's plaster.
Okay.
Like here? I don't know. Is it marble?
I don't know. It looks very funky. It looks, if that's a plaster job,
of a very funky room, but I love it.
It's a very weird. Okay. Sorry. Nice light though.
Yeah, that's chandelier.
Yeah. So I bet how old is that place you're staying at?
I don't know. It's probably built in like 2008 for hipsters.
Save the old building, gut it, and renovate it, and then make it look
look exactly the same.
Make it look like everything else that's just newly built. Take out all the history. Yeah, I hate that.
And then put in some flying pigs, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you're fine. Just make sure you have 2.
Oh, not one. They come in pairs because they're like. I was gonna name some creature that gets lonely. Like, aren't some fish like you need to have them in pairs?
Yeah.
I was gonna say beta fish, but those fight.
Yeah, those fight. Yeah.
So maybe that's why the flying pigs were on opposite sides of the room.
Guinea pigs or chinchillas. I believe chinchillas you have to have in pairs, but that's not necessarily a fish.
Good to know.
I think chinchillas definitely are swans. Oh, okay. Next CRS launch is in 10 days.
Good job.
Yeah, there's a lot of launches. I think there are people on here that really like the launch side of things. I like the launch when it's, when I know more about it. And if it comes
Did
across,
you apply to see the Parker Solar Probe launch?
no, I was thinking about it, but isn't that at the end of this month?
It's at the end of July, but the deadline to apply was a week ago.
Yeah. I don't think I'm
You
going
should
to
have, because they would have taken you up.
Yeah, I don't
Not
have my
up in
IRL
the rocket,
backpack yet. But wait, you're using that new data plan.
Yeah, I'm not streaming off it right now. I'm on the hotel Wi-Fi.
Well, then,
but I've been using it.
WTF? OMG?
What? Oh, you want me to do
I thought
something?
we were gonna test it so I could because I need an international data plan for my backpack.
I see. And
Yeah.
I didn't get the memo because you didn't actually say that out loud to me at some point in the past. I'll try some. I'll do like an unlisted YouTube live to see from my phone to see if it's any decent.
Yeah, and let me know. You can even message me. I'm trying to think. Wait, yeah, you can message me.
Want me to give you a private show? Is that what you're saying?
Well, because I need to know. I need to know if that's a good plan because like that's my only holdup right now.
So I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
I'll let you know how it goes. Like I've been getting really good coverage in Kiev and Kharkiv. On the train ride in between, it was spotty, of course, because it was the middle of the Ukrainian wilderness. But unless you want to go there, I'm thinking tomorrow. Maybe I'll try this. I'm going to live stream. I'm thinking tomorrow of going to the Kharkiv Planetarium.
And if you do live stream that, will you let me know? Because then I can live stream you live streaming that.
We'll double stream.
Yeah, because if I have your permission, I could be like, "Here's Dr. Paul," and then I can live stream that.
I don't think they're doing a show tomorrow. Their show names translated to English are amazing.
What?
On Thursday they have Ergos.
Ooh.
Friday they have the Hot and Energy Universe.
Ooh.
Saturday, Harmful Space Advice.
Yikes.
Oh, Dragacos and the Fairy Star. That one's for kids.
Uh-huh.
The Far Away in Search of Life. The Secret of the Dark Matter.
I feel like there might be a little bit of a language barrier.
Phantom of the Universe. That's going to be my new tagline. Paul Sutter, Phantom of the Universe. Here's the greatest, though.
What?
How months to the sun in the guests have been. I think we're
Wait. Am I waiting for like the finishing of that sentence? Wait.
That was the whole thing.
No, say it again.
How month to the sun in the guests have been. Sounds
Really?
like a riddle.
Yeah, that's a puzzle. I'm like crying from laughing because for a second I was like, go on. there was nothing else to go on.
Oh,
Yikes.
the very last show next Saturday is Beauty and Major Space. Is that you and me? Beauty and Major Space. Oh.
Yes. No, this is much wow.
Yeah, this is great.
Oh God.
I'd read it in the original Ukrainian, but I can't read Ukrainian, so.
I'm actually trying to not like sit here and cry. Everybody's like question marks. I know. I don't know. I was waiting.
Oh, there's another one. A star walking by the starry sky.
Okay. How? What?
Yeah.
If you want great laughs, go to, oh gosh, Paranor. Well, it has been 15 minutes. I don't want to take up too much of your time. You might need a nap. I mean, I'm sorry, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10:15 where you are, so you might need to sleep.
I need an 8-hour nap.
An 8-hour nap. But yes, if you do, you could DM me if you because I'm not great at checking. Like I don't hit home on my tweets all the time, so I don't see what everybody's doing all the time. I like to usually put down my cell phone at certain points of my life.
For me, Twitter and Facebook, I just automate them now where it's just announcements of when I have stuff coming out.
Yeah, I do check up on some people, but I miss a lot of things. And people are like, didn't you see my tweet? And I'm like, no, didn't you? No.
Oh, someone called my radio station. I didn't pick up. We record every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern. That is when you need to call.
There you go. And all that information is in that, like all of it. And I will put that in this VOD too, because we export this to the YouTube, this little clip, and all of that goes there too. So if you guys don't catch the command, you're like, it's going by too fast, you click on the VOD. Do that with all of my regulars. Their information.
In Tropic Anomaly, I use beard softener. This thing's smooth.
Smooth. Me too.
My beard.
Yeah. Mine's great. Mine's better.
What's the closest planet to us that can possibly hold life? Europa.
Yep. Second, Enceladus.
Third, are you ready for this?
Pluto.
Dang it.
I know. I took away your job. And can we get some poor Plutos in the chat, please? We have Pluto crying. Pluto, really? Yeah. Pluto's pretty cool, actually, but Pluto's not a planet. It's a dwarf planet. I don't want to argue about it. You guys can write Mike Brown if you do not agree with a dwarf planet, and then you can write Alan Stern if you agree or don't agree it's a planet. I think I got that. Did I do that right?
Alan Stern wants it to be a planet.
Right. And Mike Brown says, nah. Not Neil deGrasse Tyson. Neil deGrasse Tyson had nothing to do with it. Neil deGrasse Tyson has not published a paper, guys. I don't know if you guys realize this. I'm going to just say this real quick here with a person that is actually doing science, not me. This guy, Neil deGrasse Tyson has not published a paper in over a decade.
Yeah.
Like he does not do any active research.
Which is fine.
It's totally fine, but it's probably been longer than that.
But he had absolutely nothing to do with the decision to demote Pluto.
Right.
I know that when the discussions were happening starting about 12 to 15 years ago, he was a proponent of it. And he was talking about in his little circles and on his programs. But that had absolutely no impact or influence in the scientific community.
Yeah, I'm pulling up his, wait, real quick. I just have to see his CV. Research publications. 2008. So about 10 years.
10 years ago.
Yep. Yeah, so. And before then, it was 2007, and that's Cosmos, Hubble Space Telescope observations. Wait. Yeah. Okay. And then before that, it was 1998, 1996, 1994, 94, 94, 93, 93, 91, 88, 88, 85.
Yeah. So he wrote papers as a grad student, as a postdoc, took a long break, was a co-author on a couple others. And so I don't want to knock that.
Right.
Because, I don't know, I haven't published in a year or something. And so I don't want to go down that slippery slope of who gets to be a scientist or not. But he is definitely not an authority within the scientific community.
Right.
Within the academic community of deciding, what should we believe and what we should not.
Right. That's kind of more what I'm saying. Not knocking.
But he does. I have seen him take credit, quote unquote, for the whole Pluto thing.
Yeah, no, he totally, that was Mike Brown. That was Mike Brown.
That was Mike Brown and conspirators.
Oh? So I have all of the people in here, alien Illuminati people that I need to start blaming for the takedown of Pluto?
No, there were shenanigans. There were shenanigans when that vote was cast. Down with Brown.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I say every time I flush the toilet for the kids. To teach the kids, start chanting. You gotta get them motivated.
Yeah, you gotta rhymes work. But go on with what you were saying.
So, do you know how this story of how it actually went down, of how Pluto got demoted?
So I know that Mike Brown was the planetary scientist that was like there might be other objects out there, right? Right.
So Mike Brown found
Kuiper Belt objects.
And he found a bunch of Kuiper Belt objects.
Yeah,
and This is 100% my personal opinion. I feel like he thought he deserved credit for finding another planet. But then he ended up finding like 20, and everyone's like, maybe those aren't planets. And so he did the next best thing and said, if I can't find a planet, then no one can find a planet, because I'm going to change the definition of planet.
But you can't do that without the IAU.
Right. So the International Astronomical Union votes on such issues. And there was a meeting in 2006, I think it was in Prague. And the thing about the IAU is that any professional astronomer is a member, which means I'm a member of the IAU. Even though I know absolutely nothing about planetary science, it is not my field of expertise.
Right.
I couldn't tell you of course I have an opinion on if Pluto should be a planet or not, but it's not based on my own research and my own expertise. But anyone in the IAU is allowed to vote on these things. And what they did, these conspirators did, was a bunch of the planetary science sessions were at the beginning of the conference, early in the week. And then as the week went on, the conference shifted to other topics, cosmology or computer simulations of galaxy clusters, things like that. So a bunch of the planetary scientists after the first couple of days left because the rest of the talks weren't applicable to their own research. And then on the last day of the conference, the last afternoon, when there's the least amount of people there, that's when they held a vote. And it was like a surprise vote, like it wasn't exactly in the schedule. It wasn't announced. People weren't told about it. It's just like, hey, we're here. We're going to do a vote about whether Pluto's a planet. They submitted a definition and, passed it right there in that moment, even though most of the people in the room weren't planetary scientists. And the vote carried and the definition was changed. And then a bunch of planetary scientists woke up the next day to find out that the definition of planet had changed without their input.
Yeah. That is all the conspirators' work. Kind of. It's kind of a crappy thing to do.
Yeah.
TLDR, Mike Brown should get the chair. No. If you're talking about what I think you're talking about, no.
Mike Brown is an excellent astronomer. He really is. And he's pushing the whole Planet 9 thing, which I'm pretty sure there isn't a Planet 9.
Well, now they're releasing stuff saying that it could just be a bunch of objects that are causing those kind of perturbations.
I think you're going to see this is, there's another conspiracy going on here, which is there are some shenanigans going on in the outer solar system. Don't get me wrong. Some things we don't understand.
Right.
There's another group based on another university that had written some papers suggesting that there might be another large planet out there. Like, oh, this is the best explanation for the data. Mike Brown came out with some independent observations, independent analysis published after the other groups. And Mike Brown, I think, has been using his public presence, his profile, to make it look like he was the one that discovered it, that he should get precedence, so that if it is confirmed, the public opinion will look to him as being the discoverer of Planet 9 and not the other groups. There ain't no politics like academic politics.
Oh, yeah. No, academic politics are insane. Half of the reason, I don't even go into some of the other things, but there's so many that people are like, why don't you go for your doctorate? I'm like, we're not talking about that.
There's some bad stuff.
There's
some actual bad stuff.
Some actual bad stuff.
And then some amusing bad stuff.
Yeah, there's some real bad stuff. And then there's some oh, that's kind of weird.
That's kind of weird.
That's kind of,
I thought you had better things to do.
Right. No, and then there's some actual real bad stuff.
Actual bad stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I honestly don't think Planet 9 is out there. My department chair, David Weinberg at Ohio State in astronomy, I asked him about this and he said, I hope Planet 9 is out there. I hope it's not found by Mike Brown. Just to spread the love around.
It's good to do that. And it's also good to work as a team. Teamwork is important, guys.
And destroy your competitors.
And destroy your enemies. Yes. But there's been news about that with the AAS. They were talking about how other things could be causing kind of what they're seeing with other things being, disturbed in their orbits. And
I'd say my conclusion is it's really sparse data. We don't really know what's going on. We need a lot more observations. Until I see stronger evidence, I don't think Planet 9 is out there. The evidence that Mike Brown has isn't enough to convince me, but what do I know?
Right, and there's a lot of things we can't really even see out there because it's so far away.
Space is hard.
Yeah, space is tough. When it gets really dark, it gets really dark.
Like really dark.
Yeah, really dark. I've noticed that when you're away from a star, it gets really dark.
Like, have you seen space? You haven't.
No, I don't even know that kind of dark. No, my soul does, though.
That's for sure.
Kidding. Or am I? All right. Well, thank you so much.
I should go.
Yeah, go get some rest. No, this was great. Yeah, if you do a live stream, DM me on Twitter or email, because I do check my email more often than anything else. So
fine.
There
I am back. I'm back.
You're back. Did you hear everything? You didn't hear anything, did you?
You said if you do a live stream, yeah.
I know. If you do a live stream with anything kind of there going on, and granted that it matches up, then I will co-stream that, and then.
And there's a lot going on in Kharkiv, Ukraine. It's hard to pick.
Yeah, like figuring out how to go to Chernobyl.
I can't do that.
Okay, fine.
I'm bummed.
Fine.
Otherwise, I totally will live stream that. Although I don't know if they have, cell coverage in the middle of the Chernobyl exclusion zone.
Oh, I'm sure they have all kinds of. Okay. So just DM me on Twitter or email me.
Yep.
Either way. And thank you so much for your time, guys. Dr. Paul, his information is here. He has a YouTube channel. He has a Twitter. He does all kinds of stuff. He's on the Weekly Space Hangout with Fraser. He's a Ask a Spaceman radio. He does space radio, which is different than Ask a Spaceman because it's
very different.
So two different things, and he does it, and all of his stuff is. He wrote a book too, and he also is on Twitch, and he likes cheese.
Oh yeah, most important part, and pierogi.
And now he's in pierogi heaven.
I'm like sweating butter.
I will talk to you soon.
Take it easy.
Take care.